Is it going? Hello, hello. Just to show you the guillotine, this is the guillotine that came as part of the lot that I mentioned before, that was an old tinsmiths workshop. But to give you an idea just how easy it is to work, although this is probably the limit of the size that you would use. So for those of you who are cutting out bits of metal, you can see it does an absolutely fabulous job. And it's just to be bolted down there so that it doesn't move so much. So we've got a nice stable base for it to go to, and it's all made of all cast iron, proper old English engineering. And here's the bit you've been waiting for, which I have promised to do before but haven't. But now we've got an iPad, and my glamorous assistant Ree, my wife, is working the controls. This is a disc, obviously. This is what we're going to be using with this machine, and that's what it looks like when it's cut out. I've set it all up just to save a bit of time so that I can perhaps write with a little bit more of instructions on how it works. Deliberately haven't cleaned it right up because to me it's got a bit of heritage. I like the old patina on it, if you like. But to give you an idea, it's just like a can opener. I'm going to show you it working, and you listen to the sounds. It makes a beautiful sound, like a ringing sound. Beautiful, isn't it? So here we go. So this knob here pushes these two cutters together, and this is holding this in a perfect circle. So if I increase the tension, you can see as I go around. Is it easier to go the other side, perhaps, or is that okay there? Okay, cool. And then you can see I've gone a circle there. Probably easier, stay there please, just to put a little mark here so that you know how far you've gone around, or unless you're not as useless as me and you can remember how many turns you've done. But we can see we started there and we've come back and we screw the blades in a little bit tighter. This is, like I say, probably the limits of what, 1.2 millimeters this is, so it's quite thick. And there's the mark again. So we'll go down, oh, not wrong one. So we'll go down on this one, and you can see it keeps it dead round. You can also cut straight things with these as well, with a different attachment, which I don't own, but so you could have a guillotine all in one really with this. What a great sound, eh? Beautiful thing. And here we go, and if you can, we're coming close to finishing now. If you can just have a look down there, can you see it pretty good down there? This will probably be breaking through now. Here she goes, and there you have it. So for those of you that have struggled, like I have with the jeweler's saw, what a beauty! I mean, look at that, absolutely spot on. Beautiful, beautiful machine. So, like I say, it's been a long time coming, but I did promise. But hope this helps. But you can see the beautiful finish there. I mean, look, I'm pushing my fingers across there. Absolutely beautiful, burr-free. Beautiful, beautiful place to start. Fantastic, fantastic machine. Oh yeah, and I'll just show you how it quickly works. This piece here is holding it all in place. There's the blade. You can see it rocking. You see the rock there. You can see the handle. That's where you turn. So this blade, it comes down to meet the bottom blade. This just slots out of here. You can undo that. It just works like a little bearing, really. And if you look on the side here, this nut here has to be done up. And I've set it up before with the video because obviously it would take a little bit too long to run through it. But if I undo that, you can see that the whole assembly moves backwards and forwards. So effectively, you can make as big a circle as you like. You can see that's the maximum size of the circle. So it'll do quite a lot. When you're doing repetitive work, this is a stop, which will allow you to line up your work so that so each individual one will always be to there. So you'd have a square because you want to make a circle, and everything will be square, as we all know, right? Absolutely. And then you make sure that they were both the same. So you could just flick that out of the way then, and can repeat the job as many times as you need, to as many discs as you need. So, and like I say, once this is in position, that has to be locked in place. Pretty self-explanatory, because if you don't, obviously all this will move. Not good. So this is my very, very, very beautiful machine. Like I say, this was part of the tinsmiths workshop, and it belonged to a chap who started work at 14 years of age, and he retired, and as he retired they shut it down. So good over Chinese production, I suppose, but bad for the rest of us. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you enjoyed the video, then let me know, and I'll give you some more, because I've got some very exciting things to do with these discs. I've got these two and these two, These are yet to be cut, obviously, but when we're going to make 4 bowls, I'm going to explore a technique that my wife uses, and if I can find the original here, my wife uses, what are they called, pin quilts? Right, so these quilts, but you can see, just to give you a little teaser, can you see that? This is kind of a quilting design, but what it does is as you raise it up, it distorts it. So I'm going to start experimenting with this a little bit. As you can see, just a maquette, just being played with this pattern. So it will give you some idea of what's to come. It's all pushing me to make sure that I do it, of course. So hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, you take care now, and I shall speak to you again.